it's so hard to not abuse animals.
Carnies can fuck themselves. Go fuck themselves.
This is a show about veganism. This is a show about veganism. This is a show about
Here I am! Oh my goodness! For a minute, we thought this was not gonna happen, but it's cool because today we're talking about veganism and comedy, and that was my beginning, everybody. So you can tell Sky that I almost made you wait. I'm super happy to be here today, and thank you so much for being here. Kiirstin is also a little late, and she's gonna arrive very, very soon. And today, in Vegan, of course, and on Fannulous and on Kiirstin channel, we are going to talk about veganism and comedy. So you are welcome in the chat to add who your favorite comedians are. They should be vegan, of course. What your favorite type of vegan comedy it is. And yeah, just let me know in the chat. So yes, you can notice I am not Jess. I am Fanny, and usually I'm running the Sunday school with Sky, but Sky is not here today because I think Sky is driving right now, and so he asked me to run the show by myself and with Kiirstin, who is a little late, so it's going to be me for right now. And today we're going to talk about veganism and comedy, and I'm so excited to talk about this topic because you know, probably if you've seen me on the show before, that comedy is my favorite thing. I love improv. I love romantic comedy. I love harsh comedy, 90s comedy. This is my big jam. So I'm super excited to talk about this. Yeah, and someone is mentioning, thank you, Turning Veganies, that, yeah, I'm the producer of Holding Comedy series, and we're going to talk about that today, too. So I hope you're all doing great today. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Los Angeles. It's sunny. I have Faye with me. She's on my lap. She's so cute, as usual, and I hope you're having a cool vegan Sunday. I started my day with eating some cereal and almond milk, and it was great. And then I called my family, and then I prepared for this, and now I'm doing this with you, and I'm so excited. Yeah, Mr. Satan, I have someone, I don't know them personally, but they make me laugh so much on social media. They're not like a comic per se. I don't think they write on their profile like I'm a comedian or something, but they're hilarious. And they're always, for me, you know how Earthling Ed, he has a new book about like how to argue with a non-vegan or meat eater or whatever. And this guy that I'm going to show you in a little while, he is the funny version of how to argue with someone. Like every time he turns the way to talk to people about, you know, the usual things that everybody's always telling us, like, do you have your proteins? Why do you have faux meat if you don't want to eat meat? You know, all of that. And he has a funny answer for everything. So I love him. You like when Sky makes fun of carnies? Well, I'm not drinking carny tears today. I'm drinking water. But yeah, I'm not Sky. So I'm not going to do the same show as Sky. But I'm happy to be here anyways. Hi, Jess. This is my husband in the comments. Cool. So at 30, hold on. I'm going to share this one. A 30 banana a day diet is very appealing. I grab my vegan coat. All right, bring on the vegan jokes. Come on, bring the vegan jokes. Because I haven't heard any of them, so I'm excited to hear them. And thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing with me your favorite water. Yes, my water is pretty much, I'm a big person who likes to recycle and everything. So that used to be a juice bottle. And then we just filter with Brita filter. And then we refill the water and we keep it like this in the fridge. So we have cold water all the time that is filtered. Ta-ta, new secret. If you wanted new tips to be eco-conscious, there you are. Cool. Oh, Jess is telling me how to see that Kiirstin might be here. Because I was texting him before the thing. I'm like, I don't even know how to see that a guest is coming. And as you can tell, I didn't even know how to come to the live. So, but I did put the countdown and I did put the song. So Sky should be happy. And I see that Kiirstin is here. Oh my god. She looks like she's in the chalet in Switzerland. Oh my god. I love it. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Oh my
I'm in
god.
a chalet.
Yeah, you look like you're in Switzerland. What is happening?
I'm in the Catskills, so second best location, I guess.
This is so pretty. Oh my gosh, you're our vision for like the end of the year, for like the Christmas, you're a total vibe right now. I just love it. It's so cool. So how are you today?
I'm good. It's been, I can't even say it's been a weekend or, sorry, my husband's checking the electricity. It's been a weekend, it's been a week, it's been a couple months. We've been moving, so it's been a lot.
All
Just
over the
like,
place.
yeah. And then so we have an Airbnb owned by 4 vegans.
What? We need the address.
Yeah,
We
so
need
if you want to support a vegan business, our Airbnb is in Conesville, New York, 892 Durham Road. You can go to catskillsairbnb.com.
Nice.
And rent our house. It's a 3-bedroom. So we do have a cleaning crew, but every once in a while we like to come up here and just kind of like check on it ourselves. And I don't know if you can hear him, but my husband is replacing light bulbs. So.
Yes, we can totally hear him. If you could please ask him to respect our live and the no, I'm like, I wanted to tell everybody, like, Kiirstin was like texting me. She was like, I'm so sorry, I need to wait for my husband because there's no electricity. I was like, does he do that often? Like just leaving home without electricity? What's happening? Is this a thing? That's so funny.
Yeah. I'm just started getting darker and darker. And I was like, I can't really continue to do anything without electricity.
That's so funny. Okay, so I'm so happy to see you today because I think we both love this team. Like when I called you, texted you, you were like, "Oh yeah, veganism and comedy. Let's do this." Okay, so I'm super excited. First, everybody knows you on vegan, of course, but in case, this video is seen someday by someone who has no idea of your talent, do you want to share with us a little bit about what's you and comedy? What's the link? How are you related? All than that.
Yeah. So, I've always been, so my name is Kiirstin.
Yes, it's written under your face.
It's written right there. My name is Kiirstin, and I am an actor and a musician. I started off in musical theater, which is fairly notoriously known for comedy. Like people, when they go to see musicals, they expect them to be funny. Although I have been in some very dark, sad musicals, but
I mean, I've seen Les Miserables. It's not super funny.
yeah, no, not funny at all. And my beginning stages of my career, I was in cabaret, which is decidedly not funny at all.
Yeah.
And when I was in college, I was in a musical called Carousel, which is really dark and really sad. Like the main guy is abusive to his wife and then he dies. And in the second act, his daughter is like 15 and he comes back
And they
as a
still
ghost.
call it musical comedy. They still call it.
They do. Yeah, they do.
It's very dark comedy for your
very dark comedy. But yeah, I started off in musical theater and have always been interested in comedy, but never really understood sort of like the avenues of it. Like I always assume like comedy is either stand-up or improv. And that's just like what my world was. And I was like, well, I'm not ever going to do stand-up. Like I just don't like, that's not me. Like, I don't think that yeah. And then improv, I was just never good at it. I just get like two in my head and like, I'm like, what's the funniest thing I could possibly think of? And then like 5 minutes have passed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I discovered the world of sketch, that's sort of where comedy kind of opened up for me. And my friend Kevin, who is hilarious, he took classes at like UCB. So it just kind of like made sense for us to link up and we started creating sketches that weren't necessarily vegan. But as he was vegan like kind of long before I was, and when we met, I was not vegan. But yeah, I've always had an interest in comedy. I've always had a love for comedy, but never felt like I could do it. I was like, I think I'm funny. Maybe.
It's interesting what you were just saying a second ago about like improv and stand-up and like sketch comedy. It's all different vibes to me, but at the same time, it's funny because at first with me when I approached comedy, I was like, oh my gosh, improv is like scaring me to death. Like same as you, like I would just blank and be like, I don't know what's funny. And I was looking to be funny. And I was like, and I felt like writing a sketch or writing stand-up, it's more prepared. So you can, but doing more and more improv, because now I've been doing this for over 2 years, like consistently. I feel like improv is more freeing in a way, because when you write your sketch or you write your stand-up, you want it to work because you don't have anything else written, right? You can improvise, but it's like it has to work this way. But when you do improv, you can be like, all right, here we go. We'll see. And you go for it, and anything can work. And sometimes you can be so surprised by what someone else is gonna bring and be like, oh, I was not expecting to be his mom right now. Let's just do that. Right? So,
What is it? Always say yes.
Yes,
yes, and
and you have to add stuff, and you have to keep moving forward, even if you're like, this is a train wreck. Like, where are we going with this? And so these are different forms of comedy. And what you've been doing is more a sketch, right?
Yeah. I mean, we do utilize improv, but because I'm able to take it and edit it, whatever doesn't work, we just get rid of. And if it's going off the rails, we can say, okay, stop, this is not working. And we're like, let's back up. We're not going in the direction that we were thinking that the sketch should go in. So let's like take a step back. Like, all right, we did a bunch of improv. We have that.
Yeah, so do you just write like the outlines, or
Yeah,
this is kind
it's
of what we want to talk about, and then you
yep.
just improvise? So you do sort of improvise.
Yes, but it's, it's very low stakes. Like we're
Mhm,
improvising together and nobody sees it. And then,
mhm,
but what you're seeing, the final product was improvised, you know, technically,
mhm,
but we
mhm.
were able to then cut and say, all right, let's try it again, but let's maybe say this instead of that. Or,
Okay,
so
so because comedy works better when we actually show it, I just wanted to like show a little bit of, well, what you're doing, right? So let me jump on your Instagram page. Is everybody seeing what I'm sharing? Yes, yes,
I
yes.
see it.
Awesome, cool. So let me go on that page. And is there a clip that we could maybe show that you're like, oh, that could be interesting, to show how? Oh, maybe this one, because this one is a behind the scenes, right? So we
Oh,
see.
yeah, that's just us like figuring out our little handshake thing.
Okay, so we're gonna see a little behind the scene of how the magic is made, right? Um, oh, hold on, because there's no scene.
Cross, yeah, cross.
So you're like, how are we gonna make this
Okay.
work?
All right.
What was that for?
3, 4, 5.
What was that
So,
one for?
yeah, so we unfortunately we never wound up using that. So we wrote this whole pilot and
Mm,
we did shoot it. We took out a lot of sketches, and that was one of the ones. So basically, at the end of the whole pilot, where it kind of gets a little meta, and we pull back. So what was going to be on the TV was the end of the pilot, like scrolling credits, and then we would pull back, and there's a executive on the end of that table, and we're like, okay, what'd you think? And he's eating a sandwich and he's like, I don't get it. And that's the end of the whole pilot. Unfortunately, the people that we were working with didn't really get it, and it didn't come out in the way that we had hoped. And that's sort of, that's a problem of collaboration. And but so what we had done with the hand thing was like we were going to pull out, and we're like celebrating ourselves. We're like, yeah, we were awesome. We did this whole like hand thing. And then I turn around and I'm like, what'd you think? And he's like chowing down
nope.
on a sandwich, like, and then just mouthful, like, I don't get it.
Is it not kind of what's difficult if we're talking about veganism in comedy? It's to find the thin line of the comedy, because veganism is a serious issue. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, this is so serious. It's like joking about killings and rapings, and it's like, how can
Yeah.
we make that funny? And it's funny because I'm going to share something I wanted to do, and I still haven't really found the way to do it. So maybe you can share your opinion. Maybe in the chat you can share your opinion. But I wanted to make something funny about the vision that meat eaters have of slaughterhouse workers. Because very often they say, "Oh, vegans, they love animals and all," but we're vegans also for the people, right? So,
Yeah.
a slaughterhouse worker, in my opinion, is not the best job in the world. I wouldn't want to do that. It's proven in the statistics that they have more. How do you get? How do you?
PTSD,
PTSD and violence at
like
home,
alcoholism. Yeah.
all of that. So it's a very dangerous job. It's a scary job, right? You have to kill all day. And I was like, how can I make something funny of this without I wanted to show the slaughterhouse worker that was having a nervous breakdown, but I didn't want to mock them because it's not them I'm trying to like.
Right.
So, like, comedy for veganism is tough because we're making fun of people's attitude, but then people take it very personally when we do this. And it's so, how do you navigate that in your comedy?
There have been moments where we have decided like this is too far and it's not funny, there was actually a moment in the pilot. So what we had done, the structure of the pilot was we did like man on the street interviews that led into the sketch. So what we were interviewing people on the street about would then kind of tie into the sketch that was coming. So one of my interviews, I went up and immediately I like was like, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. But we were in Central Park and I went up to a horse and was asking the horse questions about being exploited. And, what's your, I don't know, what's your overtime like? Not even overtime, but like different things that were questions about their exploitation as if they were the workers, and the horse could actually like answer me about being an exploited worker. And it just felt so sad. And I was like, this doesn't feel funny. It doesn't feel right. And I stepped away from it and I was like, I can't, this isn't funny. Like on paper, sure, but when you're like right in front of the cruelty and it feels like I'm mocking the horse, like it doesn't feel like I'm getting my point across necessarily. It feels like I'm making fun of him and his suffering. And what I wound up doing was I took that footage and then I put something over top of it to kind of talk about the issue, and I just shared that because he was still filming when I was like, this isn't funny, like this is making me really sad.
It's a little bit as if you were trying to make a joke about refugees in camps, like locked behind, it's like it's hard to make a joke when you're talking about the victims of something. It's like you want to talk about the abusers, but the abusers are also your target audience that you want to reach for them to listen to you. And now if they're taking this very personally, then it's really hard. I made this video a few days ago, and it's I took a sound from a movie, right? It's the movie The Devils Wear Prada. And there is, the assistant, and then there's Meryl Streep, the devil, right? And the assistant is like, but what if I don't want to do this life or whatever? And then the devil's like, what do you mean? Everybody wants this life, right? And I wrote, what if I don't want to eat meat? Or what if I don't want to participate? And the other was like, but what do you mean, bacon? And so many young people, not too aggressively, but like come at me on YouTube, and they're like commenting, and they're like, but meat is there for us. And it's opening the conversation, not in a too aggressive way, but they're all very defensive, and they're all trying to prove the point that we need meat, and they're young people. So a lot of them are not educated. Like someone told me, but there would be an overpopulation of cows if we were not killing them. And I was like, what do you mean? You need to read about what's happening to the cows. There's not an overpopulation. You have to go and see how this is made. And these are people using the internet. So they're maybe 15, 17, I don't know, but they don't know. Like, it's interesting.
But also I think I've had to sort of take a step back from a lot of those comments too, and recognize that a lot of them are trolling farmers. A lot of them are trolls from the industry. So I don't know how many of them are genuine versus just trolls, but the industry does specifically have people that deal with social media and that will search the vegan hashtag and will search anything that has to do with veganism and will comment this stuff to try to combat, just so that anybody watching and then looking at the comments might think, like, I think more often than not, the people who are not sure about what side is right, like they're not going to comment at all. But so that's why the industry wants to like put any sort of thing to plant a seed of doubt. So, whether it's true or not, which we know it's not true, the person that's watching who is confused about it is going to look in the comments and be like, oh, that seems right.
Yeah.
So I do think it's a lot of industry, like animal agriculture industry people commenting with trolling comments. Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, I imagine they would do that, but it's crazy that they're wasting their time doing this. One thing I always do, I found this national medicine. Hold on, give me 1 second. It said from the National Library of Medicine, right? And there is an article, and I have the link that says appropriately planned vegan diets are appropriate for individuals during all stages of the life cycle. And so what I do when people really come at me with like big lies, I'm like, maybe you should read this article because you will educate. And I'm always thinking maybe someone else who's going to see the comment, even if it's not that person, is going to see the article that is like a serious from the government, something. And I'm always like, yeah, let's go read that thing, because if I tell you something, I'm not someone special. I'm just an actress, and you don't have to believe me, but Google it. Like, just ask Google, just ask these, like, so that's why I share always that. Turning Veganese says, I did a video where I was interviewing the owners of slaughterhouse, and when I had to do the part of the slaughterhouse worker saying how he kills cows and enjoys it, it was horrible.
Yeah, there are people who are well, also, like, people just say things. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean that he does enjoy it.
I mean, you have to defend what you're doing.
Right.
It's like, sometimes I've said dumb shit when they were like, oh, you really like it? And I was like, yes, I do. And after I was like, I really don't, but I said it because I didn't want to look like,
because you don't want to look foolish, and you don't,
you have
you don't want to be called
yes.
out or be wrong.
So
defense. But there are plenty of other slaughterhouse workers that have gone on the record to say, yeah, I don't like it, but I don't know what else to do. Like,
because oftentimes it's the people who don't have a lot of money or working permits or stuff like that that have to do these jobs that other people here don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's always
we know too that companies like Tyson will literally go to the border and pick up undocumented people and bring them to, so like when I think it was Tyson, when they got like raided and a bunch of people got arrested, of course it was the undocumented immigrants that got arrested, but they were picked up by Tyson to do that job, to come and do that job for very cheap, because Americans will not do that job.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I wanted to also ask you a question because it was interesting to me. When I watch, for example, like Jess is working right now on Kindness Town, a short film, about puppetry and the use of feathers in the puppet industry and the entertainment and what it is to use animals for entertainment. And I was looking into maybe competitions, and there are like vegan film competitions. I think there is one happening right now. But very often, and also this week, I got an invitation for like a documentary about farming crocodiles or alligators for their skin. And I was like, all right, I have a question. Why is it that almost all of us were vegans? We are convinced that we shouldn't kill animals. And also we have seen those horrible images and everything. And we still need to convince more people. So we still need to spread these images. But it's really hard for us. Like, all my vegan friends, all the people I follow, most of them share very tough images all the time. And one of my things was when I started doing Holding, which is not a vegan comedy, but it is made by vegans with a vegan set. Everything's vegan. I was like, I want to make safe content for vegans to watch that is not about horror stories of poor animals dying and terrible images that stay in your head and you can't forget them. But it seems to be hard to like create content for vegans that is not about veganism. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that there was this like middle ground, and that's what I'm trying to do with my comedy. That's not really what I'm doing right now with Fannulous. I'm going to like create vegan content for
Yeah.
vegans, you know. But how did you navigate that with your comedy? Did you even ask yourself the question, like, who's my target audience? What am I? Who am I making this content for? Who's gonna watch this? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think like originally when Kevin and I, our first sketch was not a vegan sketch at all. I had seen, I don't even know how I came across this, but I had seen a New York versus LA comedy sketch. It clearly took place in LA. It was like in the hills of Hollywood, and it was the differences between New York and LA, but taking place in LA. So the New York person was out of place and was like,
Yeah.
I
Fish
don't
out of the water.
yeah. So I messaged him and I sent him that sketch and I was like, let's do a response to this, but in New York. So you're an LA person coming to visit me in New York. And we were also like poking fun at New York. Like at one point we're standing in my kitchen and we're like, our faces are like this close to each other. And we're making it like that's the apartment. So like, you know, we did a little like making fun of New York also. But that was our first sketch and it went really well. So we were like, why don't we continue? I don't even know how it really became about veganism. But eventually we started creating more vegan sketches and he came up with the name. I was like, because I was just posting it on my personal page and then he would like share his page. And I was like, I feel like we should maybe make this a thing and like call ourselves something and have a separate page for it. So that's kind of how the Goddamn Vegan S.O.B.s were born. I was like, what do we call ourselves? And we then decided that it was going to be, I mean, it wasn't our original intention to like try to change people's minds. The sort of the original intention was we want to allow vegans to laugh. So vegans are always the butt of the joke. And it's so frustrating to have the truth and know what it is and have people like essentially making fun of you. Although I was thinking about this before I came on here that I had a coworker who made a joke at another friend who also happened to be vegan. So he and I were coworkers and became really good friends because we were both vegan. And then this third coworker kind of like made a joke at his expense about veganism. And I just kind of gave him a look and he was like, what? No, it's, you know, I'm not being serious, whatever. And I was like, because it feels like we're fine, but it feels like you're making fun of the animals who are being tortured and abused. And he got it. Like as soon as I said that, he was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
right."
you didn't
So,
want to. It's hard to know how to navigate this. Hold on, because there is like some trolls in the comments, and I don't know how to remove them. How am I supposed to do this?
sorry for bothering you. I want to offer a promotion. Ooh, I don't know either. I think you just leave it. Oh well, no, that one's got to go. Even though I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know
just
what
like,
I'm saying.
who are these trolls? Where are the people? Who is where is my team? I don't know how to mute them, Jess.
Oh, does Sky normally have a team?
It only says
Me?
show the
Ugh,
dots.
what do you need me
For
for?
what dots?
I have to go for just 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can go for 1 second
I'll be
and
right
then
back.
the
How do
white
I?
dots.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, the dots. Well, these guys don't have dots, Jess. I don't see any. Must be the ones already banned on my end. Ah, click on their comments. Their comments don't have dots. I guess that they are using special stuff for this. I don't know. I'm at work. Can't chat, but vegans rock. Thanks, Gary. I can't see any trolls either. Oh, maybe only Kiirstin and I can see them, and maybe they don't have the little dots because they're already banned. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm learning about this thing, but we can see. Oh, they don't see the troll comments. Okay, cool. Well, someone was commenting about my breasts, if you want to know. So that was That was
Came back.
special. I felt special for a second. Thank you. Thank you, spammers. But just so you know, others can't see you, it's just us. So all right. Cool. Sorry I was distracted. But yeah, it's interesting what you're talking about because it's like really this fine line of finding the comedy and the vegan and not making fun of. And yeah, for me it's been kind of a thing because I want to make something funny with Fannulous, but I'm also like I want to talk about veganism, but I don't want it to be all about veganism. And that's kind of what I try to do with Holding. I mean, Holding is 100% vegan project. The set was vegan. All the costumes are vegan. Like everything was vegan, but the story is not about veganism.
Right.
And I'm like, where is the space in the world where vegans can go and watch safe content for vegans where it's not making fun about like meat and oh, this is so nice, I'm having a barbecue with my friends, you know, and it's safe for us, but it's not about talking about veganism because we were talking with Jess and we were like, we need to find friends who are vegan because when we are with friends who are vegan, we don't talk about veganism. We play board games and we, you know, and it's not about
Right. And then there isn't that added like pressure of, oh, I feel bad because everyone here is either going to eat vegan and then I got to make sure that everyone likes what it is, or they're not. And then I have to think about what they're eating. So yeah, when you're just hanging out with vegans and you don't have to worry, like that's, you know, our partner, it's my husband and I, and then we have two partners that own this Airbnb. So we obviously like spend a lot of time together and yeah, I don't even think about it because like obviously there's not going to ever be meat on the table if we like go out to eat with them. Obviously we're not obviously we're going to a vegan restaurant and yeah, and you don't even have to like
it's just a level it's just a level of anxiety that's just like lowered, right? Because for me, like in my everyday life, I live in dystopia where nobody else, you know, most of the world's not vegan and then I am, and it's kind of like I want to have a safe space where I can go. And unfortunately, when I go on social media and I'm with my friends who are all vegans, a lot of them, and I understand why they do it, but they share like super trash video, like hard video to watch. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I love you, but I have to mute you because I can't see all of these images every day. It's just really hard. So yeah. So what else did I want to say? I wanted to talk to you about someone that maybe you know. He cracks me up so much. I think he's one of the funniest today. People being funny on social media. Let me just share the screen. Share my screen. Which screen? Okay, here we go. His name is Zachary Bird. Do you know him?
I don't think so.
All right. So as I was telling everybody earlier, for me, he always makes like super funny videos with like answers to non-vegans. You see, if one person can't make a difference in this world, then why do I keep getting told I'm personally the reason people hate all vegans? And he's just like all of his thing is just so funny. Hold on, let's see this one. What is this one? What do you want for food to taste like meat when you're vegan? Because yum, duh, I'm against animal cruelty and the flavor law. And then she is like,
I have seen some of his stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. For me, he's just hilarious. He's a super cool. Like that one made me crack up because I'm not a big fan of coconut milk and cream.
Oh no, me neither. It does funky things to my insides.
Yeah, and it says vegan ice cream brand presenting 8 flavors that all taste the same and just with the coconut can. Just like he's super funny. So yeah, he cracks me up a lot. I just really enjoy his content. I think he's super funny, and I think that he's always making fun of non-vegans. So that's why it's like, okay, he's got it. He's on the side of vegans, and he's making fun of non-vegans. Yeah, I just love it, and he has cool ways to answer to non-vegans about anything they always bother us with.
Yeah.
Do you have someone like that you love on social media that you're like, oh, this person is so funny? Because it's hard to find funny vegans.
Yeah, I mean there are definitely vegans that I follow. Oh, there's this guy on TikTok. Let me find his. He does he's very dry, and some of his answers to answering these non-vegans are just so ridiculous, but he's clearly just trolling them back.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see if I can.
Oh, that would be cool.
I gotta remember what his handle. He pops up. I do follow him, but he pops up every once in a while.
And if in the chat you have people that you love that are vegan, that are comedic, funny or whatever, please share them. Maybe you could yourself to be the person who's the funny one. Please share your @ so we'll go follow you. But yeah, if you have a favorite vegan comic, please.
Sorry, I can't. I'm how do I see on TikTok the people that I'm following?
You go into on your main page and you have followers and you
there it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was so much easier. I don't go on TikTok that often. Also my friend Diana the vegan, she's pretty funny. She's a comedian. She does stand up, and she was in a couple sketches with us.
What's her @ or her?
It's literally Diana the vegan is her handle. And she did Diana the vegan.
Okay.
She did when that terrible milk campaign came out with Aubrey Plaza. She did a pretty funny parody of that. I'm still trying to find this guy.
I'm trying to find Diana the vegan. Diana the vegan. I gotcha.
Yeah, you should play her the milk her Aubrey Plaza if you can find it.
Let me see if I can share this for those like me who just love Diana the vegan, who love comedians and funny people. As featured on Plant-Based News. Nice. On TikTok.
That's gotta be
this one?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Plaza, and I've been paid I'm here to remind you that wood milk is not real milk. Oat milk is not real milk. Even almond milk, which I love. Hey, could I get an iced almond milk latte for the surcharge? But it's not real milk. So what makes real milk real? I'm glad you asked. Was your milk stolen from a baby? Then it's probably real milk. Or it might be this milk, which I just stole from a baby 2 minutes ago. Oh my God, that's good. That's actually really good for you. Anyway, do you love pimple popping videos? Then you'll love all the pus in our real milk. Does your milk have more influence on the US government than Wednesday Addams had on my personality? Has your milk divided more families than the game of Monopoly? Then it's probably real milk. So buy real milk. Because fake milk is fake.
She's really good. She's really good. I don't know if everybody can hear the sound really well, so I'm not gonna go through it again. But it's really good. She's really good, and she's so serious. I love how is she always like that? Does she have that sense of humor, or she did it on purpose because of Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah, I think she was trying to mimic Aubrey Plaza, but she does also. That is definitely her as well.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So definitely follow Diana. She's hilarious, and she does other like stand up too. It's not, her content isn't like all vegan, but she is, when she goes up on stage, it's Diana the vegan. That's how they announce her. So
that's great. All right, everybody was sharing their salad, so I'm sharing everybody's salad. I don't know what's happening in the chat. They're having a moment. We love you guys. Thank you for all your salad. I don't know what's happening, but I love you. Mike says, Carrie on Wayward Son. Who's that? Do you know Carrie? Who's your friend, Mike? I don't know Carrie. Who's Carrie? It's freaking hilarious. Oh, Mike. It's true. Mike is funny. Maybe that was a joke. Sky would know. Sky would know who Carrie on Wayward Son is. I don't. Okay. Oh, Kiirstin looks nothing like the crumpy avocado on her picture. I wanted to see an angry avocado taking on anti-vegans with an angry baseball bat. Maybe she has the baseball bat. We don't know. Maybe it's hidden.
Hey.
Hey, sorry, I didn't know it was gonna go right in. I didn't know it was just gonna appear. I'm sorry.
Sky, it's so funny. I just said your name a second ago. Were you listening?
Really?
It was just.
I was not.
You're like. You're like the genie.
I'm like the devil. You mention his name, he appears.
No, someone was talking about a reference, Carrie on Wayward Son. And I was like, I have no idea who that is, but Sky would know. Do you know Sky?
Carrie on Wayward Son?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Who does? I don't know what that is either.
All right, you don't know. He doesn't know. Woo-hoo!
I don't know. I don't know all sorts of things. You'd be amazed all the things that I don't know.
I love it.
That's surprising to me. I feel like Sky knows everything.
Yeah, he's had multiple.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Ooh, yes, much better.
Big difference.
Awesome. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that I was like just going to pop on when I entered the studio. Yeah, so I'm in the middle of Arkansas.
Happy to have you, Sky, on your channel.
How's it
Glad just to... it's interesting, you know, it's flat. I don't know if you've ever been to Arkansas before, but it's quite flat. Jackie Boyle. Yeah, and you know, it's I got to see ethically based ex omnivore this morning in Oklahoma. I started the day in Oklahoma and then drove through Oklahoma, and now I'm in Arkansas.
Oh,
I'm going to say something I know nobody likes to hear, but you look very tired, Sky.
Thank you. Yeah.
You look
it's the beard. It's the beard.
The beard makes me look tired?
No, I mean, your eyes.
Well, I'm terribly sorry. I here, how about this? Watch. I have a solution.
Wear sunglasses.
There you go.
Yeah, see, my favorite I bought these in Wyoming.
So, Sky, who is your favorite comic? Because we were talking about veganism and comedy.
Oh, it's definitely not Hassan Minaj.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard all the stuff going on with him.
A little bit.
Not me.
Who's that guy? Who's the guy who did Meat Puppet? Or Meat Robot? He's really funny. Jeff. I don't know. Who's my favorite comic?
No, but like vegan.
Well,
comic.
also like think of vegan people who are doing kind of comedy with veganism on social media, maybe.
My favorite vegan comic is Kiirstin Marilyn and and Fanny.
Yes.
Yeah, Kiirstin and Fanny are my favorite comedy
Good answer.
vegan comics.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I mean, how many vegan comics we got? I mean, do you have any?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait. What's his face? Well, but also we were talking about in the beginning. We were talking about the difference between like stand up and improv and sketch.
Yeah.
Preacher Lawson.
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, I don't know. He's fine, but it's like if I watch Preacher Lawson, I'm never like side splitting. I don't ever like shit myself laughing. I mean, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
The guy. Oh, sorry.
Oh no. We have they've done like stand up here at oh, you know who is a New York local vegan comic? I'm gonna forget his name too, but he used to own V Spot, but it doesn't really exist anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I know who you're talking about though. He's been I asked him to be on my show once and he said yes. No, he said yes, but then it was like he was working and it was like V Spot was still open. It was such a pain in the ass because he was running that. So it never really worked. Me too. You know who's vegan is Ricky Gervais. I know
vegan?
that he's
Are we sure?
he's vegan. Yeah, I mean he said it on Jimmy Fallon, he said I'm vegan.
Okay. All right. Okay. Because I know he's been like famously for animal rights, but also just vegetarian.
He wouldn't say the word vegan, but now he's come out of the closet on the veganism.
Right. Okay.
But Fanny and I also saw Felt Face, and he was good.
Yes. And Randy Felt Face. It's a puppet.
Okay.
Puppet comic. Stand up though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Stand up. One guy that I really like is Woody Harrelson, and he's pretty funny. He was on that show.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes, he was on
That's all improv.
That's all improv. But I was upset because they were talking about the vegan thing, and they did a. That's the point.
But who are you talking about?
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, Woody Harrelson, and I've heard that JB Smoove is also vegan, and I've met him in real life, and his comedy is great.
Yeah,
I've heard that he's also vegan, but like doesn't talk about veganism. So like, so you know what I mean? Are they even? It's hard. It's almost like the same thing as having these celebrity vegans. I don't trust them. I don't believe in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know.
That sketch, the one that you're talking about with Woody Harrelson, Larry David, where like they're talking about it and all of a sudden it gets into a sort of non-vegan area. I think that happened because it's improv and Woody Harrelson just kind of yes and it and kind of like went with what Larry David said. Because they said something about like it was something very like non-vegan at the end. It was like, oh, that's okay. You just took that and not a great direction.
He had his own cows at the
end.
Yeah.
It was like
about raising his own cows, and I was like, oh,
and it was like, oh, if you know the name of the cow, then you're fine. Yeah. So but I think it was just because like it was something Larry David said something, and Woody Harrelson just went with it.
And Woody Harrelson's not a comedian.
No, he's not. But he is funny. He's a funny actor.
I mean, sure. I mean, he made Cheers. I mean, he did make that show in many, many ways. So, I mean,
but was a baby in that show. He was so young.
Who, Woody Harrelson?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the bar back, right? He was like the bar apprentice. I loved him in it. So David Rams. David Rams is not a comedian either.
I don't know who that is.
You know who David Rams is? I love you, Kiirstin. You're the best.
Well, that's why he says he's the next. He's not yet. He's not yet. That's in the sentence, right?
I don't know. He's great and all. I wouldn't really call him a comedian either. I don't know. Veganism's hard to make funny. So like, how many people do you know that are doing vegan humor? There are probably tons of vegan comics, but we don't. You know who's great? Oh wait, I know one. Glasser, Nikki Glazer, Nikki Glazer, Glasser.
Nikki Glazer, yeah.
Yeah, she's funny. She's vegan.
Really?
Yeah, she's vegan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, don't take anything that I say. I mean, celebrity vegan. I don't really totally trust that any of these people are vegan. So, but she says she's vegan, and Nikki Glazer's funny as shit.
I'm wondering sometimes why people who say publicly they're vegan then don't use their platform for vegan. I mean, I know why. It's all about money. What am I talking about? Well,
same reason people all the time tell me that like they're vegan, but they're not. Like I got in some not Twitter, but on Instagram, someone was calling me names because like, oh, you're crazy, you're an extreme vegan, you give vegans bad names. It's like and then she's like, I'm vegan. I'm going, well, you're not vegan. Okay, so stop telling people that. But I mean, it's really hard because I don't want to gatekeep veganism, but at the same time, it's like, look, real vegans are not your enemy. Like David Ram said that. He said vegans are not your enemy is not other vegans.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never really trusted people who said they were vegan who then like attacked other vegans for the way for like something they said or like, or being like this. We went to, it was like supposedly not children's, but like a teenager's like environmental thing when Greta Thunberg came here.
Yeah.
But it was organized by an adult organization. So for us to show up and then them say like, you're co-opting our thing. It's like this thing was created by adults. Like you didn't create this by yourself. You just happen to be like the faces of it. So what we did, we went with signs that were about veganism because it was an environmental thing. And on the back of all our signs, it said Greta is vegan. And then anybody who wanted to, after like the original presentation, anybody who wanted to could do like a speak out thing. And it was a mic check. So everybody was responding. So a friend of mine did one about veganism and was like, if you're not vegan, you're just pretending.
Yeah.
And everyone had to like respond. Everyone had to repeat what she said.
Yeah.
After it was all over, this girl came up to us and she was like, you co-opted this, like, how dare you? And like, she's like, I'm vegan. But she was like, you're the ones who give vegans a bad name. And yeah, you're
say that they can go fuck themselves. Yeah.
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 You're the reason why people think vegans are angry or whatever, or you're like the stereotypical like angry vegan. And my friend was like, I should be angry. Why shouldn't I be angry? I am angry. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're here because you're angry about something, but then you're going to look at us and be like, why are you angry? Like, you're
why you mad, bro?
Like, what are you talking about? So I was like, you're not vegan. You're just saying that to try to make us look and feel bad. Like, you're not actually vegan, because if you were vegan, you'd understand why we're here and doing this. And why we came with signs that said Greta is vegan. And if you watch anything where she talks about it, like if you follow her at all, you know that she is, and you know that she has issues when climate things have animal products. Like, so I don't know. But yeah, we got called angry vegans by someone who was vegan. And I was like, fuck you, you're not vegan.
No. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it's like saying, it's like saying I'm a feminist, but I think that we should talk to rapists in like calm, nice ways. Like you're not gonna get rapists to stop raping women if you're mean to them. So me as a feminist, I need to tell you're the one that makes feminists look bad. Like what? Like that wouldn't fly in any other movement.
Right.
By the way, check it out.
Woo!
Brought this guitar. What are we going to sing?
What's that?
What are we going to sing?
I've been practicing though, and I know that Kiirstin Marilyn plays ukulele too, and I have
to practice. I have to pick it back up and
oh, you're not doing it? I thought you were still playing ukulele on TikTok.
No, I am, and I want to. It's just we've been moving. We've been in the middle of this move.
Okay, then I challenge you, Kiirstin Marilyn.
Don't put on the spot, Sky. Don't do that. Come on.
I'm gonna challenge her. I'm gonna put her on the spot right now. I challenge you.
I don't have a ukulele with me.
I'm challenging you to. I want you to do we could both do. What do you call it when you duet on TikTok and we both go live and we take turns playing songs?
Let's do it.
Done.
Do it. But for now,
we're doing it.
I do actually have to go because I have to keep cleaning.
The violets. I have to go. I'm halfway to Memphis.
All right, then keep going.
Well, then
I'm going to Memphis
because I'm a busy person too. Okay. Thank
you. Yeah. Well, you know what they
say.
say. You know what they say in Memphis, right? They say thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you.
Oh, they wear glasses like this too. No, thank you, Priscilla.
They have
Either of you
good-
seen Priscilla?
Priscilla?
What? What about Priscilla?
Sophia Coppola directed a movie. It just came out called Priscilla. It's about Priscilla Presley.
Yeah, I want to see
And I
it.
want to, for anyone who didn't realize that I was walking in Memphis. Here we go. I was walking in Memphis. That's my whole. That's all I know of that song.
Oh, someone wants you to wear the avocado ethically based off ex omnivore. Want you to
A cage match?
Oh, the avocado suit that you have, Kiirstin.
Oh, I know what suit we're talking about.
Well, you do.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, though. It was just for a picture.
She doesn't get to keep the Billy Club, though. All right.
Yeah,
Well, you guys, I think you're both wonderful. I just want to stop in and say hello while I was on the road. Thank you so much for covering for me while I'm gone. I'm supposed to be back live on Tuesday, but I don't know what time zone I'll actually be in on Tuesday. So
we'll have to figure it out. It's gonna be.
It'll be Russian roulette, or maybe not Russian roulette. Russian roulette. It's not the same without a gun. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Sky.
Bye. I don't know how to exit.
I don't know. I was like, is everything gonna shut down when he's gonna go? Because
that happened once before. And I don't know how to do it now. Hold on, Cam.
Oh,
there we go. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, do you want me to remove you? I'm gonna remove you. Okay,
remove me. Bye, guys.
There he is. Ta-ta. We're still here. So, Kiirstin, it was so nice to talk to you today. Thank you for sharing with me.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Of course. Well, and I hope everything goes well with your new house and everything. And I can't wait to see the photos and the videos and all.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. And bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody. I'm going to put the music. Because I know Sky likes it. So here we go.
It's so hard to not abuse animals.
Carnies can fuck themselves. Go fuck themselves.
This is a show about veganism.
Hi, the vegans. Thanks for spending your Sunday with me.
This is a show about veganism. This is a show about
And then I'm back because I know Sky always comes back. I don't know why he does it, but I'm going to do it just like he does. So he's going to be proud of me. All right, everybody. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. I'm so happy to spend this time with you. Bye-bye.